If your recycle bin at home is full, you might be recycling all wrong.
I feel like you're talking to me right now. Environmental enthusiasts are now reacting to a report Queen City News first told you about last month that says recycling plastic is really a dead-end street.
Queen City News reporter Brett Baldick joins us from East Charlotte with the message from those trying to save the environment. Brett, good morning. What do we need to know?
Well, good morning, NY and Jason. What we need to know is that not all plastic is the same, which means when it is recycled, it's very labor intensive and very expensive. In most major cities across the United States, including right here in Charlotte, most recycled plastic or plastic that they want recycled ends up in landfills.
Brown glass.
If you are recycling, you've already done it wrong.
So what makes most of the plastics in your green bin end up here? First, there are 7 different types of plastic, some harder than others to break down and some with more toxins than others.
Most municipalities take number 1 or PET, maybe number 2 HDP, but the rest of them they don't take.
In Mecklenburg County, that means only plastics that are bottles with necks can go in your curbside bin.
That's 4, that's 5.
The Charlotte Innovation Barn does accept number 5 plastics. The facility is also where most people who love to recycle find out how much plastic goes to waste.
It's very disheartening for a lot of people.
It's definitely great to see that there's increasing awareness and interest in moving towards zero waste policies.
Katie Craig from the North Carolina Public Interest Research Group tracks studies on recycling in North Carolina. Right now, the success rate of recycling in the Tar Heel state has been on a decline since 2015. But the rate can bounce back if you think back to what you learned in elementary school.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, but then we really spend a lot more time talking about recycling and forgetting about those first 2.
Reusing or eliminating the use of plastic altogether is the only guaranteed way to keep them out of landfills.
It takes, I don't even know how many years for it to break down in the landfill. So if you've ever seen a landfill, I don't think people want to add to it.
So we have some plastic right here. These are caps from tennis ball containers. They look exactly the same, but as we mentioned before, one is a number 4 plastic, one is a number 5 plastic. The number 5 can be recycled here, but I'm told 4 and 5 cannot be recycled together because they melt number 5 here, and number 4 cannot be melted, and instead it burns. So you can't mix them together or it would cause a big mess. And Wyatt and Jason, back to you.
So Brett, how do we know what plastic is what number?
Yeah, so if you look really closely on things like this, you have to, since these are black, if you rub your hand on it, you'll see like a little bit of an indentation, and one will have a 4 with a triangle around it, and one will have a number 5. So at most plastics at home, you have to look really closely, but again, in Mecklenburg County, if you have any plastics with basically plastic bottles with necks are really the only plastics you can recycle.